What is up? This is Arvind Ramkrishna from DrivenMavens.com. We're going to start off this lessons with a Porsche 911, so let's go. I'm working with the wheelbase. I'm just establishing what my main proportion is going to be. I am racing through this. Obviously this is not full speed. This is at 250% the normal speed. And what I'm using here is a somewhat of a dirty marker. It's not completely saturated. If I try to shade major portions of the car, then they're going to come out streaky and they're not going to be very clean. I'm not going to get a lot of coverage. But I like dirty markers because it does allow me to experiment a little bit without completely committing. I think everybody knows what it's like to draw with a Sharpie marker, and it can get a little intimidating because once you put those lines down, you're generally essentially committed. So anyway, as I start to sketch the proportions, I've got a photo reference with me. And one thing that's very important with Porsches is to make sure that you've got the right proportions. You don't have the right proportions, then things are going to look out of whack. Then you don't have a Porsche anymore. You have some sort of a crazy hybrid, what the hell is it, kind of Porsche, you can call it, or something like that. So maybe that's what I'm going to end up here. It might be like, what the hell kind of car is this that I'm drawing here? But hopefully that it looks somewhat like a Porsche. So I'm going to try my best here. Now let's talk about these. Or let's talk about this company for a second here. I mean, aren't these guys awesome? I mean, how awesome can you be to be able to come up with a car design from 1963 and still make that form language work even today? I mean, that is unheard of. That is just awesome. I mean, even Lamborghini, when you look at their designs, they're different. I mean, they've come a long way. They're beautiful design. They're gorgeous. Same thing with Ferrari. But look at that, then look at Porsche. Porsche has essentially stayed the same, especially with this 911. I mean, it is awesome. And talk about timeless. I mean, you can't get any more timeless than this. They make a few little surface changes and some minor tweaks, and then boom, already you've got something that's really fresh, but it's unmistakable. It's just so freaking awesome. I love these guys. I mean, they just know how to do things correctly. They know how to keep their brand identity. They know how to keep things consistent, and they keep getting people to salivate over their designs. I know I'm salivating right now just looking at the pictures I've been looking at right now. The GT3, probably one of my favorites. Man, I tell you, that's one thing that the GT3, I have a digital painting that I'd worked on, and I swear that thing took me so long to complete because I wanted to make sure I captured every bit of the emotion. I wanted to make sure that I got all the details. I created a sort of a mood and a sort of a setting that really did that car justice. And I think I did. I think it ended up coming up pretty good, and I printed that thing out on canvas, and it looks pretty decent. But this is one car that you just don't mess with. You want to make sure that this thing is staying true to its heritage, true to its design, true to its history, and making sure that that's following all the way through. And they're so simple. They're actually pretty simple. You don't have a lot of surface transitions, or you don't have a lot of complexities in the surface. It's just pure, beautiful form. Just awesome stuff. Awesome. Now about marker execution, it's still kind of hard to draw with just one particular color. In this case, it's a warm gray. It's probably around a 9 or something like that, 8 or 9. And I gotta say that sometimes it's challenging, but I think it really gets you into the habit of looking at graphical shapes and forms, because you're sort of forced to concentrate on what details are you going to bring attention to. Which ones do you want to emphasize? Because if you can't do everything, right? You can't emphasize everything. Otherwise, it's just going to look like mud. It's not going to look very good. So you have to be very careful, and it's very challenging to do it at first, but once again, it is fun. We're going to add some finishing touches here. Just going to shade in some other areas right here in the front with the core reflection. I'm just going to darken up the wheel a little bit here. Emphasize also the reflection that's going to be coming off of the windshield. I'll get to that here in a second. I'm going to define that hood a little bit. Finish up that reflection. And that's it. We're pretty much done. Just sign it. And hope you enjoyed this post, this video, and we'll see you here next time. DrivenMavens.com. Have a good one, guys.